Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and today we are going to talk about something very important for every English learner. We are going to talk about how to learn new words and phrases every day in a practical way, not in a stressful way, not in a way that makes you feel tired after 2 days, and not in a way that fills your notebook with hundreds of words that you never use again. We're going to talk about a simple, natural system, step by step, a system that can help you remember words better, use them more naturally, and slowly make English a real part of your daily life. Many learners have the same problem. They learn a new word today, and tomorrow they forget it. Or they understand a word when they read it, but they cannot use it when they speak. Or they write long vocabulary lists, but those lists stay on the page. They do not become real language. If this happens to you, it does not mean you are bad at languages. It usually means your method needs to change. Learning vocabulary is not only about seeing a word and writing the meaning. Real learning happens when you meet the word many times, understand how it works, connect it to your life, and then use it again and again in a natural way. So today, I want to show you how to do that. Let's begin with the first big idea. Do not wait for a perfect study session. Many people think they need 1 free hour, 1 quiet room, 1 cup of coffee, and the perfect mood before they can learn vocabulary. But real progress often comes from small moments, not perfect moments. You can learn English in little parts of your day. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can review 2 or 3 phrases while you drink tea or coffee. When you are walking somewhere, you can think about one expression and make a sentence with it. When you are waiting in a shop, waiting for a bus, or sitting for a few minutes before work, you can quickly look at 5 words on your phone. These small moments matter a lot. They may look unimportant, but they are powerful because they happen often. And when you meet the same word many times in one day, your brain starts to feel that the word is important. Let me give you an example. Imagine that today you want to learn the phrase run out of. Maybe you hear this sentence, I ran out of coffee this morning. First, you understand the meaning. It means there is no more coffee. Then, later in the day, while you are walking, you remember the phrase and think, I ran out of time yesterday. Then in the evening, you say, we ran out of milk. Now the phrase is starting to live in your mind. It is no longer only a line in a notebook. It is becoming yours. This is why short, daily contact with vocabulary is so useful. Little and often is better than a lot once in a while. Now let's move to the second important idea. Learn phrases, not only single words. This is one of the biggest changes that can help your English sound more natural. Many learners study words alone. For example, they learn the word decision. They write the translation. They memorize it. But later, when they speak, they are not sure how to use it. So instead of learning only decision, learn a full phrase such as make a decision. Then learn a sentence like, I need to make a decision soon. Now you're learning meaning, grammar, and natural use together. This is much better because in real life, language comes in groups. Native speakers do not usually think one word at a time. They use chunks. They use ready-made pieces of language. That is why learning phrases helps you speak more smoothly. Let's look at another example. Instead of only learning the word busy, you can learn phrases like, I'm a bit busy right now. I've been really busy lately. Or today was so busy. These are real pieces of English. These are the things you can actually use in conversation. So, from now on, when you find a new word, ask yourself, what phrase can I learn with this? Do not stop at the word. Go one step further. Now I want to share a very practical method with you. It is simple, but very effective. I call it the three-step method. Step 1 is understand. Step 2 is personalize. Step 3 is use it aloud. Let's take a phrase again. Imagine you hear, I'm looking forward to it. First, you understand it. You see it in context. Maybe someone says, we are going on holiday next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. You understand the general meaning. The person feels happy and excited about something in the future. This is step 1, understand. Step 2 is personalize. This means you make the phrase part of your own life. You do not leave it inside another person's sentence. You bring it into your world. So now you say, I'm looking forward to the weekend, or I'm looking forward to seeing my friend, or I'm looking forward to finishing work today. Now the phrase is closer to you. It has a personal connection. That makes it easier to remember. Then comes step 3. Use it aloud. This part is really important. Please do not skip it. Many learners read a phrase, understand it, maybe even write it, but they never say it. Then later, they wonder why speaking feels difficult. Speaking, my friends, is physical. Your mouth needs practice. Your tongue needs practice. Your voice needs practice. So when you learn a new phrase, say it clearly. Say it 2 times. Say it 3 times. Say it in a calm, natural voice. You can say, I'm looking forward to the weekend. Then maybe, I'm looking forward to my next holiday. Then maybe, I'm looking forward to learning more English. When you do this, you are training both memory and speaking. That is much stronger than silent study alone. Now let's talk about notebooks and vocabulary lists. Many learners love writing lists, and that is fine. A notebook can be very useful. But the problem is this. Some notebooks become like small museums. They are full of old words, but nothing is alive inside them. So, How can you make your notebook more useful? Well, keep it active. Keep it small. Do not try to learn 30 words in one day. That is too much for most people. Choose 5 useful words or phrases. Maybe even only 3 if you are busy. That is enough if you study them well. Write the phrase, write one easy example sentence, and if possible, write one sentence about your own life. For example, the phrase put off. I put off my homework yesterday. I should not put off important tasks. Put off means to delay something. This is already much better than writing only a translation. Then the next day, before you add new phrases, review yesterday's phrases first. Read them, cover them, try to remember them, say them aloud, use them in fresh sentences. This is how vocabulary grows, not by collecting, but by returning. And here is another practical idea. Review new phrases on the same day. This is very powerful, my friends. Do not always wait until tomorrow. If you learn something in the morning, look at it again in the afternoon. Then say it again in the evening. For example, in the morning you learn the phrase to deal with something. You read, I need to deal with this problem. In the afternoon, you say, I dealt with a lot of emails today. In the evening, you think, how do I deal with stress? Now you have met the same phrase 3 times in one day. That repetition gives the phrase strength. A lot of forgetting happens because there is only one meeting. One quick look, and then goodbye. But words need more than one meeting. They need repeated contact. So please remember this. When you learn something new, do not leave it alone. Meet it again later the same day. All right, now let's talk about how to turn new vocabulary into real speaking. Do not let vocabulary stay only in your eyes. Bring it into your mouth. Bring it into your voice. Bring it into real speech. Many learners read a lot. That is good. Many learners listen to podcasts or watch videos. That is also fine. But if you stop there, your progress can become one-sided. You may become better at understanding English, but still feel slow, nervous, or blocked when you try to speak. That is what I mean by one-sided progress. Only in one area, listening comprehension. That is why it is so important to turn input into output quickly. Input means what you read and hear. Output means what you say and write. A very useful habit is this. Every time you learn a new word, every time you learn a new phrase, use them on the same day in some kind of output. Let me show you what this looks like. Imagine you hear these 3 phrases in a podcast. It depends. I'm not used to it. That sounds like a good idea. These are simple phrases, but they are very useful. Now do not just listen and move on. Stop for a moment. Use them. You can say, do I like working in the morning or at night? Well, it depends. Then, I wake up early now. but I'm not used to it yet. Then, studying English for 10 minutes every day sounds like a good idea. This small exercise changes everything. Now the phrases are not only things you heard, they are things you used. And used language stays in the mind more strongly. You can also do this in writing. After you learn a new phrase, write 3 or 4 short sentences with it, or write a tiny diary entry at the end of the day. This kind of writing does not need to be perfect. The goal is not beautiful writing. The goal is active contact with the language. All right, now let's move to memory. How can you help your brain remember words better? One very effective way is to connect words with pictures, feelings, or strong situations. The brain remembers dry information less easily, but it remembers things that feel vivid, personal, or emotional. Let's take the word exhausted. Maybe you know this word. It means very tired. If you only write exhausted equals very tired, that may not stay in your memory for long. But now imagine yourself after a very long day. You come home, sit down heavily, and say, I'm absolutely exhausted. You can almost feel that moment. Maybe you remember a real day like that. That feeling gives the word more life. Or think about the phrase in a rush. You can imagine yourself leaving home late, looking at the clock, trying to find your keys, walking fast, and saying, Sorry, I can't talk now. I'm in a rush. This little mental picture is much stronger than a simple translation. So, when you learn a new word or phrase, ask yourself, can I see it? Can I feel it? Can I connect it to a real moment in my life? If the answer is yes, the memory becomes stronger. Okay, before we finish, let me leave you with one final thought. Vocabulary learning does not need to be heavy or stressful. It can become part of your normal day. A few phrases in the morning, a quick review later, a little speaking in the evening may look small, but over weeks and months, it creates real change. Little by little, you start to notice that familiar phrases come to your mind more quickly. Thank you so much for joining me again, my friend. I'm Tom from English Unleashed. I hope this episode helped you see vocabulary learning in a clearer and more useful way. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.